Kakiano Taintik, Noakomag, and Tinashkomun. Tinashkom Tino, Kakiao, Oasa, Iskaya, Isquip Napel, Kitea, Ukimaka Nakuma, and Ashkom Tino. Nista, fix getting here on Psisi, because it's so important to speak your language. And it's good to acknowledge the youth, the men, the women, the elders that are here, the chiefs, the leadership. I'll honor the tobacco given to me to say a few words. Just to acknowledge the youth, you can feel the energy, you can feel the vibrancy, you can feel the movement moving across Turtle Island. So I acknowledge you and lift you up for doing that in a good way. For all of you. We're here today because, and it's kind of ironic, we know we grow up hearing this line, this teaching, that nations make treaties and treaties do not make nations. We are a nation of people as indigenous peoples. And we are Nehewa, Chenishna, back Denisontle, Dakota, Lakota, Nakota tribes, nations of people. We have our own land, our own laws, our own languages, our own customs, our own traditions, our own identifiable population, things that qualify for the inherent right to self-determination. And our chiefs exercised that right when they entered into treaty with the Crown and right of Great Britain. I never say they signed treaties. They entered into treaty. And it was a nation-to-nation basis. And it was done on peaceful coexistence and mutual respect between our peoples. But again, it was nationhood and sovereignty that was recognized. We have our own ways and our own laws. That's what we have to hang on to. Our ceremonies and traditions. And as one speaker said, that relationship with the Crown, most importantly, it was a covenant with the Creator. It was a covenant that cannot be broken. And it is through ceremony, and it is through those teachings, and that sanctity of contract that will be maintained and upheld at all times. We know it will be there as long as the sun shines, the rivers flow, and the grass grows. So those children yet unborn will be able to benefit as well. Today is World Human Rights Day. The United Nations has declared this day throughout the world as Human Rights Day. And as indigenous peoples, we have inherent rights and treaty rights. Human rights are part of that. They're part of that. And we have to lift them up and protect and promote them ourselves as well. And the irony that these two bills, there's many bills that the federal government is unilaterally imposing. But Bill C-38, Bill C-45, the budget bills, the omnibus bills, those two bills, there's over 850 pieces of information in those two bills. How can anyone get their head around that and deal with it? It affects the environment. It affects the water, the Navigable Waters Act. It affects the Indian Act. They fly in the face of democracy. They fly in the face of democracy. No consultation or consent from indigenous peoples were involved with those bills. It flies in the face of democracy and calls into question the integrity of Parliament. And that must not be tolerated. And so we march. And so we lobby. And so we gather as indigenous peoples across Turtle Island to let our voices ring loud and clear. We always say there's three strategies we need. We need that legal strategy. And once if it does get to become a law, we will challenge it legally because it impacts on our rights. And that is not acceptable in 2012. That is not acceptable. We will continue with the political lobby strategy. Yes, all the meetings in Ottawa. Yes, all the meetings with the Senate. Yes, all the meetings with the Standing Committee. Yes, all the meetings with the opposition members. We'll continue to do that. But we'll also enlarge our political strategy to the United Nations as well. To know that we're going to take our fight there to the world. Because we have, as rights as indigenous peoples, we need to work collectively together with the Maori in New Zealand, with their Aborigines in Australia, with all the Sami people, all the indigenous peoples unite together across the world.